Hi everyone, this is Ben from De Novo Nutrition. I'm making this video for potential and also current clients on the exchange system plan that I offer, just to give you a better background on what it is, how to implement it, and just to try to make it a little bit easier if anybody's been having any kind of issues. So to begin, let's actually talk about what the exchange system is exactly. Basically what it attempts to do is break foods into 6 categories, and the main purpose of this is to allow you to track your intake but also make a more liberal diet. So basically what you have is these groupings of foods that are predominantly one macronutrient. So grains are predominantly carbohydrates, proteins are obviously predominantly protein, vegetables, again carbs, and so on. So what it allows you to do is pick from numerous foods across this grouping and still stay within a specific range of numbers. And each of these, again, groups has a unique exchange value to itself. So for example, a lean or a fat-free dairy or milk product is going to specifically be, one exchange is going to be 12 grams of carbs, 8 grams of protein, and no fat. And the same goes for all of the other groups. One thing to mention is that to kind of streamline it and make it a little bit simpler for everyone to stick to and implement, I only use lean proteins. That's why there's a star there next to it. The reason is because you can actually have subcategories of some of these groups as well. So you can have medium and high fat proteins. But most people in this kind of fitness background tend to eat mostly chicken breast or lean beef and such, so it would fit into the lean protein category. Once I get further into it about customizing it for yourself, you'll see that you can still have higher fat meats if you choose to. It'll just take a little bit more kind of creativity and knowing the system a little bit better to do so. So what are the advantages of using this plan, of choosing this plan as well for your specific needs? One is it's middle of the ground financially between the two other plans I offer. The first plan I offer, which is the cheapest, is the macro only plan. So basically what you get there is your macronutrients and recommendations of distribution and stuff like that. The complete plan I offer is really a meal plan, but it's a lot more detailed than what you would typically get from another cookie cutter meal plan, in that I am not a fan of static meal plans, so basically eating the same exact thing for every day of the week. So what I do is every plan I offer, and what I try to encourage everybody to do, is to stick to more liberalized meal plans. So basically what I do is I put a little more time into some of the other plans I offer so they can be close or similar to the liberty of a macro plan. The other thing about the exchange system is, much like counting macros is, and actually the opposite of following a static meal plan, is that once you learn how to do it, you really have the skill for your lifetime. So it can be really beneficial in social situations if you really can have an idea of or a grasp of what exactly you're eating and the rough caloric kind of level of the food, and also you can kind of get a rough estimate of the macros. It does really help to have a scale also, even on this plan, so I do recommend that for really every plan that I make. And the other benefit is that when you purchase the exchange plan, you're actually getting 2 plans in one, because before I can actually make your exchanges, I have to make a macro distribution and level for you. So I actually include your macros on the first page of the plan, and then the next 10 or 15 pages detail the exchange system and give you your exchanges and your meal frequency and distribution, stuff like that. So a major benefit of that is you actually, if you get sick of the exchange system or you feel like switching to macros, you actually wouldn't have to purchase a new plan since you would have macros right on there for your use. So that's a pretty big benefit. So what are the disadvantages? Um, I can't lie and say that this is as as open as using a macro plan. So you're not going to have as much liberty with food choices, but it's pretty close, and it's way better than a static meal plan. So the benefit of this is if you don't want to learn how to count macros, you don't know how, this is really for people who have really no background with counting or anything like that, where they can still have a liberalized diet, still enjoy some variety, and stick to their numbers and continue to make progress. So one of the disadvantages is, like I noted in the last slide, it is a little bit more expensive because of the time involved in creating this plan for you. One thing that I definitely have to note is that exchanges are innately imperfect. So what that means is you're never going to get this perfect exchange within groups. I'm trying to make it a little bit simpler to understand without sounding so abstract. So basically, if you chose from the protein group, if you chose lean beef for an exchange and chicken breast for an exchange, you might have a little bit of variation in fat intake, but it's going to be really close. So the exchanges, the benefit is they allow a lot of variety, but it's not going to be perfectly isocaloric, perfectly isonitrogenous, stuff like that. So if someone's really looking for, hitting numbers exactly, then you definitely are going to want to try to lean towards a macro plan, because even a meal plan isn't going to have perfection, again, because I really promote variety with people. So even the meal plans I make for people, they do involve multiple choices from each food group. Another thing is you do have to commit a little bit of time to learning the exchange system to implement it. It's not hard. I'm going to go through that in the next couple slides, but it will take a little bit of time, and it's going to be somewhat new to people who have no background in nutrition. So what do you get from me when you choose to purchase this plan? Like I said, you get everything in a macro plan. So when you see the price sheet that I send out, which includes the description of everything, you will get all the supplement recommendations. Like I said, you will get macros as well. You'll still get the metabolic assessment. You're still going to get the follow-up every week, any adjustments that are pertinent, anything like that. Again, like I said, because I like to promote more liberalized diets, you will get at least 10 choices from each category. So each of those 6 categories that I had the slide on, you will have at least 10 food choices within that category. So, if you multiply that out, you're going to have a lot of possibilities of creating varied meals. And actually, some of the things like fruits and vegetables, it's far above 10 choices. So I suppose at first it can actually be even overwhelming since you have so many choices, and it's kind of, sometimes people like to just have something that says, eat this now, that's really simple to follow, but over time it gets very stale, and one of the problems with really making the right kind of progress without creating any kind of problems metabolically or losing too much too fast as far as lean mass goes, or even just weight in general, it's really a battle of attrition, and the biggest thing that stops you from following a plan over a long period of time is something that's far too limiting. So if we can give you more options, make you not feel like sticking to a diet is another job that you have to do, then it should help you follow things for a longer period of time, be able to get leaner during a prep, be able to lose weight the right way if you're not prepping for shows, stuff like that. And So when you get this plan, you're going to get, like I said, you're going to get your macros, and then you're going to get an exchange allotment for each meal, and then a total exchange allotment for your entire day. So again, that's where it kind of builds on a macro plan, because I'm taking your macros and I'm making your exchanges for you. So basically all you have to do is pick the food you want to eat with those exchanges. So that's what I'm going to get into next. So for example, let's say one of your meals, I give you 3 lean meat exchanges, 2 grains, 1 vegetable, and 1 fat. So what the chart looks like, actually what a big majority of the packet you're going to get from me looks like is this little graphic on the bottom right corner of the screen that gives you all these exchanges and what one exchange equals. So what you would choose is, you could choose 3 ounces of chicken breast. So basically all you do is look down the column that shows you what one exchange equals, and pick whatever food source you want to use for that. And then if you have multiple exchanges in that category, all you have to do is multiply it by the size. So since you have 3 exchanges of lean meat, you pick that food and you just go across and see what one exchange is, and then you just have to multiply it. So 3 ounces is 3 exchanges. The exchanges are based on cooked meat. Also the grains are based on cooked, like rice and stuff like that. I also do put in a little annotation if you want the uncooked amounts. I give you the standardization for that, which is typically stuffed doubles with cooking as far as grains go. And so that's really it. It's not super complex. Again, it just takes a little bit of time and a little bit of willingness to apply it. So this is the slide I was talking about with customizing this plan for yourself, where if you have sometimes mixed foods that you want to be able to eat, again, I don't want to discourage people from adding in extra variety that they want. You can still do it. It's just going to take a little bit more effort on your part. So what you can do for this is use half exchanges. So that would be, for example, like mixed foods that are really, not purely in one category or another, like peanut butter, whole eggs, or dairy that has some fat in it. You need to kind of use a little bit of a mixture of different exchanges. So to use peanut butter as an example, we have the macro breakdown of it for 2 tablespoons, which is 16 grams of fat, 6 grams of carbs, and 8 grams of protein. So the way you would actually use this to fit your exchanges is you would use 3 fat exchanges if you have them for a meal. You'd use a lean protein, and you'd use a half a grain. And then you could see by the numbers here how that fits into the macro distribution of peanut butter. So that's really it. Hopefully that cleared things up a lot for you if you were interested in the plan and didn't really know what it fully entailed, or it just gave you more general information on it and possibly made one of the other plans more appealing for you. Really, I just wanted to clear that up for people. If you still have further questions, you can feel free to email me, denovoprep@gmail.com. Also, make sure you check out the website for awesome protein and recipes and a lot of other general stuff. Thank you guys for listening.